Turn in 14 pages.
Can I borrow a couple of parts?
Not too fast. 1. You're not watching me. You got your nose stuck in the music. 2, 3, and 1. Okay, now, I think that's a little bright.
I've been in communities where there were no community bands. I mean, when I came here and found out about the band and the people here, it's part of the art. It elevates. You look around and it elevates the whole community having a band like this. It helps along with the ocean and the everything else involved in this area. They want to play, you know, they're part of this community and the people love them. People go to those concerts, they're always completely full in the audience.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Coastal Communities Concert Band, and we're very happy to be here again. Please welcome to our stage the director of the Coastal Communities Concert Band, Mr. Don Kaniva.
The first Monday night in February of 1983, I believe it was, we walked into the high school band room. I think Jan and I walked in and we made sure we had some stands set up. Bob Vriesman came in and he went through some files and got some music. And the three of us kind of stood there waiting to see who was going to come. And I think we ended up having 13 or 14 people walk in the door. And we just had people sit down, and Bob, we all introduced ourselves, and we started playing the music.
Oh, it was grim. I mean, it was awful. Of course, I'm a trumpet player, so I sat in that section, and I'm keying and listening to the other trumpet players, and some of them weren't very good. One of the fellows was quite good, actually, and had a very classical sound, and I said, oh, I can learn something here. This is good. The conductor was very engaging, and that's what really made the difference. It was clear that he wanted everyone to enjoy themselves, to have a good time. Yes, making good music is important, but if you're not enjoying yourself, what's the point? You know, extend yourself, stick yourself out. Okay, we're not the best, we're not professional musicians. We're going to make mistakes. He said, that doesn't matter. Go for it. Stretch yourself, enjoy, you know, just be thrilled by the music.
As a musician, you always want to portray those emotions, but you get to do it as a team. You get to do it with all of, you know, the friends that you have and so forth in the band, and it really gives you an opportunity to just complete the story and bring the audience into it to where it's a lot of joy and a lot of feeling. It kind of helps you exercise all parts of your brain. You have the day job that can be very stressful, and then you get to massage the right part of your brain, and so it kind of helps you be well grounded and well rounded at the same time.
First of all, it's a known fact that people who are involved in activities like music live longer. They're using their minds, they're using their bodies. It's a physical thing to play an instrument. I mean, you can't just sit there and suck on the horn and expect it to play. You've got to put a lot of air through that horn, and that's good for you to do that. But the most important thing is this up here.
The band heals and always has. I mean, you can talk to many of us. We go in not feeling very well, you play, you feel better, you go home, you're healed. It's true. It happens a lot.
Well, the bassoon is a wooden instrument. It plays low notes to mid-range notes. It has kind of a hollow sound, and people sometimes call it the clown of the orchestra because it just sounds a little weird. And when you blow it by itself, it sounds like a duck call. And you'd think you wouldn't get music out of that. And it can play pretty high.
Okay, so don't be bashful initially. Trumpet, you probably should do the same thing. You have that bum 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 da dum. Okay, what's it marked there? Mezzo piano. Yeah, make it about a forte. Yeah, no. Don't be so rudimentary. Da da dee da 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 1. Be da dee da 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 da. Got it? 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Da da dee da. 1. Da da dee da da da. Where you going?
Don is very emotional, and that's what really makes it. You can tell, it's obvious that he feels the music, and that's what he's able to convey to the rest of the musicians. That you have to feel this. It's not a dead thing. It's alive.
You know, it's funny. You got 80 people sitting in front of you, and that's all it takes is one to miss the field goal and blow the game. One person on a football team can screw it for everybody. Same thing here. 54. Or a general manager. Now. It's only a game. It's not life and death.
There aren't a lot of Don Canevas around. There's some good people, but there aren't a lot of Don Canevas around. So the band reflects the director every time. I segregate them by section, and then the subdivisions within sections. French horn parts, the same thing. There's 4 of those. These are the brass parts. So this is the first trumpet part, second trumpet part, third trumpet part. These are the French horn parts, and so on. First of all, he's knowledgeable. He's really a good musician. He understands music, classical, jazz. He's been around a long time and knows it. Symphonic Dance No. 3 was written by Clifton Williams. It's actually in 3 movements, or 3 parts. This was just my idea of doing it. In the beginning, it has this big fanfare-like thing, and then there's supposed to be like a rattle sound, which is supposed to be the sound of a rattlesnake. And it was never loud enough for me. It starts out, the band goes bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, and then the rattles go bum, ba-bum. It's very dramatic. Well, in fact, I think what he wrote, a dramatical. It goes into a dance form in 5/4 time, which is unusual because 5/4 time isn't a normal meter. It's very, very light, very buoyant. I have all the parts right in front of me. That's the first measure.
That's the whole band.
I have the whole band in front of me. So I know if I hear a mistake, I look down here and I know immediately who made it. I'll look at a piece of music, and usually I can tell by looking at it what it's going to be as far as whether it's going to be something we're going to want to play. Now that's one thing, to know it. Then to communicate. He knows how to communicate. When he stands in front of the band just talking to the people, I say, boy, he has said all the right things. Rush. That sounds too nerdy. Okay, here we go. This was my invention, believe it or not. This is, they can put a 3x5 card in there with their name and whatever part they play and so on and so forth. When I was in the publishing business years ago, I came up with this concept, and this publishing company also a pencil or pen holder, which is extremely important. I really encourage them, and as we collect the music from them, the ones that are very judicious about this, they will have very important parts on their music highlighted, like dynamic changes, key signature changes, and so on and so forth. I found this to be a tremendous teaching aid. Even I used to use these when I was a high school band director. It's a great idea. And these are all the recordings that I have of our band. So that, for example, if I'm looking for Dam Busters March, I can look here and see Dam Busters March was recorded in July of '94 and is also done on our WASB CD in 1997. Then I also have our library, both my personal library and our library that we have up there at the band room, in alphabetical order and numerical order. So again, if I'm looking for Dam Busters March, then that's all I have to do is go through here and see where it is, and it is not here, so you know where it is. It's in my personal library upstairs in my loft up above. Every concert has its own personality. The concerts we do in the summertime, for example, tend to be lighter concerts, tend to be show tunes, a lot of show tunes and things of that sort, because they're outdoor concerts at La Jolla Cove. We're going to be playing at Moonlight Amphitheater this year, and those people that come to those concerts want entertainment. This is an idea that I got at that ABC college when I was teaching them. Anyway, each person in the band has a page. There are pictures in here. For example, Beverly Haynes, who's been in the band for a long time, grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, took piano lesson, who were their greatest influences in their life, where they went to college, their education, and so on and so forth. And it's amazing what this did for the band, too, because all of a sudden I started seeing oboe players going back to French horn players and saying, I didn't know you went to university. When were you there? Did you have such and such?
He's done a lot of work, and it shows. I mean, we owe Don. He's the heart. He's the heart of the band, and I think the musicians love him, and the people here are grateful.
I kind of look at our band as a family. It's just a big musical family, discipline above everything. Yes, you taught us to work hard, and that the harder we worked, the more benefits we would derive from it.
heavens, that's tight.
The bass clarinet came along several years after the soprano clarinet was first invented. The lower register is what appeals to me and most conductors. That lower register gives depth. Normally, you don't fool around on a bass clarinet. It's not a jazz instrument. I like it very much. I just get so much enjoyment from playing. It's fun.
When we moved out here, the area around Encinitas was slowly killing off all the school band programs. So there was going to be a generation of kids who wasn't going to have the opportunity that I had. And for me, playing music was the best opportunity I had in my life. It gave me more joy than anything. And the idea that these kids had no chance to do that really bothered me. So it was at that point that I started getting involved in trying to get a program going to give the kids an opportunity, to pass along the gift that I had gotten.
We had about 24, 25 high school students participating, which was very exciting. That's probably the most participation we've had. And it's great for them to have the opportunity to play with such a fine band in the midst of such good players. It's a great experience for them.
The Coastal Communities Band is gracious enough to understand how important music education is in the community, in the country, and so they do this program every year to support local music education, and they sponsor these musicians, and it's great.
The first practice, I was just blown away, and they were really great, and it was a really great experience. It kind of inspired me to keep playing until I'm older and maybe be in a community band later, because you don't see other oboe players that often, and they were probably the first ones I'd met other than probably my teachers.
It's the result of a mixing pot of experiences, of loves, of losses, and of education. And then I can create it. And I think that's what makes it real. So I feel most real when I play instruments.
Seeing all these people who have decided to follow music, whether as just a fun thing once a week and practicing in between those, or something they do, every hour of the day and teaching lessons and stuff, it's kind of inspiring to see how they can live their life on music, and that I can too.
I was hitting about 40 and thinking, gee, there's certain things that I wish I'd always done. I guess I'll never get to do them. And you know how some of the times those things kind of eat at you for the rest of your life. That, well, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. Wish I would have played the flute. Of course I can do it. It's never too late to do what you want. Well, Eleanor started me over and showed me how to do things the way I should have been doing them years before, but I didn't have a good teacher. Oh, I was nervous as could be. I was afraid that, I had no idea that I could learn to play as well as I wanted to be able to play.
No, it's never too late. Music, you can do it your whole life. Mm-hmm. As long as you want to do it, as long as you're capable of doing it.
Well, I just started harp 2 years ago, and I was 72. I've always wanted to play the harp, and so my husband bought me a harp for Christmas, and I started harp 2 years ago, and I've played in 3 recitals already, 4 recitals, and I have another one coming up, and I just love it. I'm not the world's greatest, I'm always the oldest, but I don't care.
To be a happy person, to be a healthy person, and to be a person other people want to be around, you have to find something. And it may not be music for everybody, but it is music for me. Something that feeds your soul.
it sounds like a foghorn. Well, my name's David, and this is the baritone sax. So the saxophone, unlike some of the brass instruments, in fact all of the brass instruments, use a reed, and when the reed vibrates, it creates a sound. But when you put it on the instrument, it turns into a whole different sound. What I like about the saxophone, or the baritone saxophone, versus the other saxophones, is that this one plays a wider variety of parts. To give you an example, I could be playing a really nice melodic line with the rest of the saxes, and from 1 minute to the next, I could be playing with the trombones or the baritones, playing a very loud, brassy, low-pitched, pretty energetic sound, and jump all the way back to the saxes and playing one part, and you just jump around the band playing everybody's part. Kind of like smooth scotch.
You're not exposed to that music on television or, you know, too much in the film industry, but some of it's in there, of course. And it brings it to the people, right in the parks and in the auditoriums in Escondido and La Jolla. And he brings the music back to us.
If you notice, there's a lot of gray hair or white hair here. The people, I mean, it's a World War II generation, and the big band thing was there and after, and so it just brings back memories for people to come to these things.
You know what it is?
Amazes me about music. I remember what I felt like the first time I heard that piece, or where I was the first time I heard that piece.
I won my wife from another man by dancing, and they played the dance music. It reminds me of those days.
I had a husband who used to count 1, 2, 3. Very annoying.
We danced in the 30s and the 40s.
I used to be a Lindy Hopper. Well, we used to listen to Glenn Miller, Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw. We used to do all the dancing, and that's when we had legs.
It's so emotional. You can tell it comes from their heart, the passion, the drive. You can just tell. I mean, I have that music in my heart, and I just love it, and I can hear it from these musicians.
And this 90-year-old man, he's still practicing. You know, I mean, just like the kid who was only 12, 13 years old, they're probably practicing some of the same things. And by the way, I'm still practicing those same things too. And it doesn't matter whether you're playing the same instrument or different instruments, there's a bond that just brings everybody together.
In this society, like, there's so much going on, pulling this direction, that direction, that it could be difficult to let other people in, because it seems that this society is not like that much anymore. We kind of steer away from connecting with other people. We have our stone walls. We have our best friends live across town. It has opened doors for people to be more vulnerable, to make new friends, and to reach out when they're in need, and to enjoy being a part of something that they all have in common, you know, just playing great music together.
Love is funny, or it's sad, or it's quiet, or it's mad. It's a good thing, or it's bad, but beautiful. Beautiful to take a chance, and if you fall, you fall. And I'm thinking that I wouldn't mind at all. Love is tearful, or it's gay. It's a problem, or it's play. It's a heartache either way, but beautiful. And I'm thinking, if you were mine, I'd never let you go. And that would be but beautiful, I know. It's a problem, or it's play, but beautiful. And I'm thinking, if you were mine, I'd never let you go. And that would be but beautiful, I know. That would be but beautiful, I Thank you. Coastal Communities Council Band, thank you very much.
First of all, I want to welcome everyone that came to the Museum of Making Music. Thank you very much. We have the Carl Janelli Saxophone Quartet performing for you. They are part of the Coastal Communities Band. We want to thank the Coastal Communities Band and Doug McGee right here in the blue shirt. Everyone give Doug a hand. He deserves a round of applause. That's awesome. For bringing us these great concerts. They're fantastic, and it's a great benefit to have for the community.
So you thought no one was showing up?
Yeah, shows you what I know. I ran out of programs.
I heard somebody say, a quartet. These are just saxophones. He said, 4 saxophones. He said, that'll be interesting. I heard that in the men's room.
The concerts tie in perfectly with the museum. There needs to be an openness and a healthy respect for all sorts of different kinds of expression through music. And one thing that we try to really foster here at the museum, which I think the Coastal Communities Band fits right in with, is that we want to foster an appreciation for all kinds of different music, all kinds of different sounds. I don't see the Coastal Communities Band as the old guard. I see the Coastal Communities Band, in my mind, is a very, very vibrant forward-thinking group.
We as a Japanese community band playing in the soil of the United States, I think that's one big step, not only for us but for both countries, to make the culture or the communication exchange.
We have a plaque for Warren and the band for the Hands Across the Sea concert, April 29, 2007. Thank you to Toshio and his band. Toshio? Not done.
I think the music is the common language between anyone on the earth, because when we talk about music, we share the same history. Many of us within the band is working and they feel stress in their daily life, and the music is something to relax, music to feel them better, and music is the place for them to make friends. So the music has been the wonderful part of our life in Japan.
Community band is the place where we can really enjoy what we are doing and to become a part of the community and to contribute to the community.
Music being a very universal, the universal language. It's about the only thing that's universal.
I feel like there's just a big, wonderful connection to my clarinet, to the composer that wrote the music, to the other members of the band, to the director. I mean, you ask me, what does the community band mean to me? It's family. I go see members of my family on Monday nights.
You know, we're teachers and doctors and lawyers and whatever we do for a living, and this is our joy, our pleasure. We're just there to convey the music, to try to interpret what the composer or arranger meant or what he was thinking or feeling at the time. And if you can capture that emotion and speak that universal language to the audience, that's electrifying.
You don't get over music. It is your life. So if you love it, it doesn't really matter from what aspect you take it. It's just part of you.
Music needs to stay in people's faces all the time. We are who we are because of the music that we've grown up with.